Hello everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we'll be making an incredible lemon lavender cake for spring. This cake is made with the delicate lavender Earl Grey cake layers filled with homemade lemon curd and frosted with a creamy lemon cream cheese frosting. Every single bite is just bursting with incredible spring flavors. And this cake is going to be perfect for all the springtime holidays and occasions. Let me show you how to make this delicious cake. To get things started on this delicious cake, I have my oven preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I've lined the bottom and the sides of two 8-inch cake pans. We're going to set these aside for now and get started on the cake batter. For our cake batter, we'll need 1.5 cups of white granulated sugar, 4 large eggs, half a cup of freshly squeezed lemon juice, 1 cup of melted unsalted butter, 1 cup of whole milk ricotta cheese, about 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm using vanilla bean paste today. I emptied out 1 tea bag of Earl Grey tea. We're going to drop in the dried tea into our cake batter. And then we need our lavender oil. So this is an edible lavender oil, not an essential oil. And I'll have this linked down in the video description box below, but we need just a few drops of this. It is extremely strong. So we're gonna do about 2 to 3 drops. 1, 2, 3, and then you can kind of just adjust it to taste, but don't add too much because you don't want your cake batter to be bitter. And I'll also add in a few drops of purple food coloring. Let's mix this all together. For our dry ingredients, we'll need 2 1/3 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to add in 2 1/4 cups of almond flour. We're going to add in 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and half a teaspoon of sea salt. Sift your dry ingredients into the wet batter. Mix this all together. Now I'm going to add a little bit more food coloring because the lemon juice turned the purple food coloring into green, so we're going to add a little bit more purple. Maybe a touch of red as well to help balance that out. Let's transfer our cake batter into our prepared pans. You want to divide the cake batter evenly between the 2 pans. Level the cake batter with a spatula. You want these cake layers to turn out nice and even. And these are ready to go into the oven. And my cake layers are ready to go into the oven. They're going to bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 32 to 34 minutes. Once they're done baking, I'm going to let them cool in the pans for about 5 minutes and then carefully transfer them onto a wire rack to cool completely, removing all the parchment paper. Once they're completely cooled, we'll come back to make our lemon cream cheese frosting and put together this incredible springtime cake. My cake layers have cooled completely, so I'm going to start on my lemon cream cheese frosting. We're starting with 1.5 cups of softened unsalted butter. Drop them into your mixer. I'm using my stand mixer today, but you can actually do this with a hand mixer as well. I'm going to beat the butter for about 3 to 4 minutes, all on its own until it's light and creamy. Once our butter is nice and fluffy, we'll add in 12 ounces or 1.5 packages of softened cream cheese. And then beat the cream cheese and the butter together for a few minutes until they're well combined. Next, it's time to add all our flavors. I'm starting with the zest of 2 large lemons. And this is going to add all that zesty lemony flavor to our frosting. So I love having the little specks of the lemon zest in here too. Next, I'm adding in 1 teaspoon of lemon extract, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a little pinch of sea salt, a couple drops of yellow food coloring. Let's give this a really quick mix. And I'm going to add in 3 cups of powdered sugar. Once you add the sugar, you want to start out on a slow speed until it's incorporated. Increase the speed to medium and beat for about 5 to 6 minutes until the frosting is really creamy and fluffy. With my frosting done, I'm switching gears and I'm prepping my cake layers. I'm just going around with a serrated knife and removing this kind of darker edge. This is absolutely optional, but I wanted the cake to look really just bright and purple. So I'm just kind of removing this darkened edge. And this cake is pretty level, but I am going to go ahead and level it off just a little bit further, just so that my cake layers are really flat and easy to work with. All right, let's put this all together. I'm starting with a layer of my lemon cream cheese frosting. I'm going to spread this evenly to the edges. I transferred some of my frosting into a pastry bag tipped with the star tip. Today I'm using a Teco tip number 847. I'm going to pipe a barrier ring of frosting on the outside of the cake. This will prevent the lemon curd from squeezing out the sides. And today I am using my own homemade lemon curd. I have a separate video recipe for this. I'm going to include it up on my website and I'll leave a link down below. You can always use some store-bought lemon curd as well. This homemade lemon curd is just so good. It's extra lemony and so delicious. Add about half a cup of lemon curd into the center. Place our second cake layer over the top. Just like this. Sandwich it all together, make sure it's nice and even. All right, let's do a little crumb coat layer of frosting on the outside. I'm going to apply this crumb coat, really seal everything in, and then place this into the fridge. Let it chill for a good half an hour so the frosting can start to set up, and then we'll come back, add that final layer of frosting on the outside. And I am back after letting the cake chill in the fridge. We're going to apply a nice generous amount of frosting on the outside, smooth it all down, and then our cake is going to be ready. You could sprinkle some edible lavender pieces or some Earl Grey tea over the top, just to give it a little bit of a garnish. Then I'm going to add little lemon pieces on top as well. All right, time to cut into this stunning cake. I think that this cake is going to be so perfect for spring. It's just the colors, the aromas. I don't think you could ask for a better springtime cake. And this frosting is just so creamy and heavenly. And let's take a peek at this stunning lavender lemon cake. Doesn't that look so pretty? And that's it for my lemon lavender cake with Earl Grey. This turned out so pretty. This is going to be perfect for all the spring holidays and occasions. Don't forget to head on down into the video description box and follow the link over to my website. I'm going to have all the recipe details online, including this recipe with metric measurements. And now let's dig in to enjoy. I just love the soft lilac color combined with the soft yellow frosting. The colors look amazing. This smells amazing. And now let's give it a little taste test. I'm going to get some of the frosting, the lemon curd, and the cake. So everything in one bite. This cake is an explosion of spring flavors. The cake layers themselves are very lightly flavored with the lavender and the Earl Grey, and then you have the zesty lemony flavor of the lemon curd and the frosting, and it just brings everything together. This is a heavenly combination of flavors. It's going to be so fantastic for spring or even summertime occasions. I definitely need another bite. And these lavender ricotta cake layers are fantastic as well. They're very light, delicate. That cake crumb is really moist and tender. Just kind of melts into your mouth. I love just the light hint of lavender. It's not overwhelming or overpowering. Combined with the lemon, this is so fantastic. And I can't wait for you to try this cake for springtime. Head on down into the video description box for all the details. Thank you guys so much for watching my latest episode. I hope you enjoy this incredible cake at home, and I'll see you next time with a new recipe.